Cancer survivors go through an amazing amount of changes that happen to both the body and mind before, during, and after treatment. In fact, cancer can really put the brakes on a woman's sex drive, but it doesn't have to. And as we focused on breast cancer awareness this month, here to help us understand the basics of sexy survival is Dr. Michael Critchman, an OBGYN who specializes in sexual health and survivorship medicine. And our sexpert is back with us, Rachel Braun-Scherl from Zestra. Welcome back, Rachel.
Thank you.
Doctor, thank you so much for being here this morning. Doctor, let's talk about cancer survivors and what they face. Obviously, you know, priority is to get better, get healthy. And sometimes maybe sexual activity is really not on the top of the list. But maybe sometimes it should be. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Very often in the acute crisis of cancer, relationships, intimacy is not very much thought of. But we now know from a lot of research that good sexuality, good relationships really leads towards lowered medications, longevity, and we now see that, you know, good sexual health really leads to overall good general health and well-being.
Just like we always hear, right, Rachel? Exercise is good for the health.
And so is sex. It's good for you physically, and it's good for you emotionally. It's good for your relationships. There's research that says that women who have more active, fulfilling sex lives live longer, happier, healthier lives. So it's really important, especially when you're dealing with a specific disease.
And less depressed, less anxious, more positive?
Absolutely. And all those benefits have been borne out. And you ask an average woman how she feels when she's having great, frequent sex, and she seems a lot happier.
Well, she's glowing, isn't she?
Absolutely.
Now, doctor, let's talk about what actually happens to the body when a cancer survivor is undergoing treatments. What is she experiencing inside?
Well, definitely, I like to break it up into two different aspects. One is the medical aspect, where we see that surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, or even medications certainly have direct impact. We might remove an organ, we might be left with scars,
sure.
Might even have changes in hair. Hair might fall out. We also see that a lot of women will go through early menopause where hormones are lowered. They might have hot flashes, vaginal dryness, experience changes in sexual desire or arousal, or even have problems achieving an orgasm. So definitely a lot of medical issues. On the flip side, we also see changes in what I would like to call sexual self-esteem. How a woman looks at herself in terms of a sexual being. This may change. She may not feel that she's sexy. It may have an impact on how she feels about herself as well as how she interacts in the relationship as well.
And this is really important because sexual self-esteem could affect all women. At Zestra, we hear from women all the time who feel like they lost something and maybe were able to get something back. And we love this idea of sexual self-esteem because it makes it important. It's not just how you feel about yourself as a person, but how you feel about yourself sexually, because that's an important part of your life as well.
And how do you help a woman get that sexual self-esteem back? What are some solutions there?
Well, I think the first issue is to break down the barriers. I think that we are not talking about it.
This is true.
Research shows that about 90% of all women, no matter what cancer they face, have problems and complaints of sexual intimacy. So really opening up the dialogue. I think it's also important to know that there are things that we can do. Even simple suggestions, things like over-the-counter moisturizers, lubricants, or even products like Zestra can help a woman reclaim her intimacy.
And Zestra is pretty unique in this regard because it is a patented blend of botanical oils and it's topically applied to the woman. Importantly, especially for cancer survivors, it's hormone-free, it's been safe, it's been used by many, many women, and all the active ingredients are natural. So you don't have to worry about that in addition to all the other things you're worrying about when you're trying to get healthy.
And Rachel, you and I have talked about how you've actually spoken to women about just what it did for them.
It is so heartwarming. We get testimonials and phone calls and emails every day. My sex life is back. Zestra put a smile on my face. I feel differently when I look at my husband. My husband seems to want to celebrate me every day. And it really makes such a difference in women's lives. And I think it's too easy for women who are struggling with cancer or who are generally healthy to forget how important their sexual satisfaction is in their lives.
And doctor, let's be honest, when a woman is feeling like she just said, feeling great, glowing, that's half the battle. In the fight, isn't it?
Yes, and definitely. I think medicine now is shifting gears. We're now really focusing on mind, body, and spirit, looking at the complete person, not only their experience of disease, but the experience of disease after they leave the medical office or the hospital, and how that impacts their relationship, their family lives, their children, even their extended family and friends are certainly impacted by cancer. It's not only about veins, arteries, nerves, and hormones, but it's also about relationships and how what we do as healthcare professionals certainly impact a variety of different aspects of a woman's life.
Excellent information. Doctor, thank you so much for your time. Rachel, great seeing you again.
See you.
And if you want more information on Dr. Critchman, go to thesexualhealthcenter.com. And for more information on Zestra, as we have said many times before, go to Zestra.com.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Zestra, a natural blend of botanical oils and extracts, clinically proven to enhance a woman's desire, arousal, and satisfaction. Experience the Zestra rush for yourself.